Have you ever said no, and before you even took your next breath, you were already explaining why you were saying no? Not because you wanted to, but because something in your body panicked at the idea of disappointing someone. On a scale of 1 to 10, how familiar does that feel today? Share your response with me in the comments. Let your number rise. Your honesty is safe here. Hey, friends, I'm Sandy Bartlett, and this is Journey to Self Power Beyond People Pleasing, a space for women in their second spring who are done shrinking themselves in conversations and ready to stand in their truth without apology, without guilt, and without over explaining. Today, we're stepping into the power of a simple, grounded no. And inside Journey to Self, the Awakening, my membership community, women are practicing exactly this, letting their truth speak before guilt takes over, holding boundaries without apology, building relationships where honesty feels safe, and reclaiming the voice that they learned to hide. Right now, the membership is free for the first 50 women or until January 15th, 2026. And everyone who joins now is grandfathered into the premium tier when the tiers open on January 15th. If your voice is trying to return, this is where it finds room to breathe. For our intuitive moment, the Six of Cups showed up today from my Light Seers Tarot deck. It is the card of memories. And the moment I turned it over, it felt like a gentle nudge from the past. The version of you who learned to explain everything just to stay safe. This card is asking you to look at the places where your old stories still drive your reactions. Not the dramatic ones, the quiet ones. The moments when a simple no suddenly dragged you back to being that little girl who thought she had to justify herself to survive someone else's disappointment. The Six of Cups isn't here to keep you stuck in those memories. It's here to remind you that they're running in the background every time you over-explain. Every time you rush to soften your answer, every time you try to control how someone feels about your truth. This card is your invitation to pause and ask yourself, is this reaction coming from who I am now or who I learned to be back then? Because the woman you are today doesn't need a paragraph to defend her no. She just needs permission to stand in it. The Six of Cups is telling you that the past doesn't get to decide how you speak anymore. You do. You know, there's a moment that I remember clearly. I was standing in my kitchen after a long day. My hands were resting on the counter. My shoulders were dropping. Not really overwhelmed, just tired in the way your bones feel when you've carried the emotional weight for way too long. Someone had asked me to do something. It wasn't anything big, but I felt that familiar tug in my chest, that tiny tightening that whispered, you should explain why you can't. You should soften this. You should make it easier for them to hear. And that moment stopped me because the request wasn't the problem. My fear of disappointing someone was. Somewhere along the way, the world taught us that no needs a justification, that boundaries need cushioning, that our truth needs padding so no one feels uncomfortable around us. But that discomfort we protect others from, it usually lives inside us first. We explain so we don't feel guilty. We apologize so we don't feel selfish. We soften so we don't feel like the difficult one. Saying no isn't hard. It's the story we were raised with about saying no that makes it feel unsafe. As you hear this, where do you feel that familiar tightening in your body? Your chest? Your throat? Your stomach? Just notice it gently. You don't have to fix it. Awareness is the first shift. Back to that moment in my kitchen, I realized something simple but life-changing. Explaining yourself is not connection, it's protection, but not the kind you think. It protects you from the fear of rejection, from being misunderstood, from being seen as anything other than agreeable and reliable. But reliability without boundaries is just self-abandonment dressed up as kindness. And that realization changes everything. If this is rising in your body right now, go listen to episode 14, Why Saying No Feels Unsafe and How to Reclaim Your Voice. It's also available inside my Journey to Self podcast playlist on YouTube, and it pairs beautifully with what we're exploring today. For your inner reflection, where in your life do you over-explain the most? Is it at home, at work, with friends, with family? Just notice it. You don't need to change anything yet. Awareness is you returning to yourself. Today's quote for our Whispers of Wisdom is from Brene Brown. Daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. Let that soften something inside of you. This week for your empowerment action, practice saying one simple sentence. And that sentence is, no, that doesn't work for me. And then let the silence hold you. No softening, no rushing to explain, no padding your truth. Give your body a moment to feel what honesty actually feels like. It may shake, it may open, it may surprise you. See yourself clearly. Choose yourself gently. And let your no be enough. Until next time, be true to you.